What's up, everybody? Ryan here with Elevate Guitar. We are live, although most of you will be watching this after it's live, and that's okay. But hey, I wanted to just talk about real quick, be a pretty short video here, I think, but go through my top 5 tips for brand new guitar players. So if you're just starting off or you're thinking about starting guitar, I've got my top 5 tips for you that should help you get started. And there's just a lot of barriers to learning the guitar, a lot of difficulties. So I'm hoping these tips will help you kind of minimize those barriers and get going and get started learning guitar. So before I hop into that, just real quick, you can download my free Ultimate Starter Guide for Guitar using the link in the description. This guide has a whole bunch of resources packed into one document, everything from tuning your guitar, open string names, a whole bunch of chord diagrams, basic strum patterns, guitar recommendations, all kinds of stuff packed in there. That's really meant to be a great companion tool for you if you're just learning guitar. So I think there's a lot of helpful stuff in there for you. So download that for free using the link in the description. Cool. So let's get into this here. My top 5 tips for brand new guitar players. Number 1 is find the right guitar. This is important because if you grab a guitar, get a guitar that you don't like, that doesn't feel good, then you're not going to want to practice. You're not going to want to play. So make sure it feels good. That's the most important thing, that it doesn't feel like there's a bunch of unnecessary tension. And that'll be hard to understand if you've never played guitar before. That's why I always recommend playing multiple guitars to kind of get a feel for them. And you'll be able to tell that some feel a little bit easier to play than others. Now, I get asked quite frequently, like, what should I buy for my first guitar? And I've always had several answers, but recently I've pretty much narrowed it down to one guitar. I feel like I can confidently recommend to new guitar players and know that it's going to be a good fit for most people. And that would be Orangewood guitars. If you ever heard of Orangewood, they make great guitars. They have several different budgets now, several different price ranges, but you can get a pretty decent guitar for around the $200 price range. And I actually have one. I have the Oliver Cedar, and I recommend that all the time. They don't have the Cedar anymore, but the Oliver model, you can get the mahogany or I think the spruce. Great guitar. It's only $200. They also have guitars that I think that are like in the $150 price range. And honestly, I think for that price range, they are better than most guitars in that kind of $200 to $400 price range. And I just think that they're great for the price. They play good. They sound good. They're comfortable, so you're not going to have some unnecessary tension as you're learning. So that's my top recommendation. Check out orangewoodguitars.com, I think is how you get there, and check those out. So that's my first tip, is find the right guitar. That's important. Tip number 2 is find a simple program for learning. Now there's all kinds of information out there online, on YouTube, tons of videos for how to learn the guitar. I recommend finding some kind of program, some kind of like A to B, hit the mic, kind of program that walks you through step by step how to learn. It's just going to make your life so much easier. And rather than trying to sparse information here and there, different videos and stuff, you can either go the private lesson route, which is a great option. You can learn from a book if you learn from reading, or you can learn online from video courses. In fact, I am opening up a brand new 7-day mini course next week that you can sign up for now. I'll leave the link in the description for that, but you can sign up for it, and it walks you through step by step over 7 days from knowing nothing on guitar to being able to play your very first song on guitar. 7-day program, just designed as a challenge, so it's jam-packed with stuff to learn, but it's a lot of fun. I think it's gonna be fun, so I'm excited for that. So didn't want to turn this into a promo for that, but you can sign up for that as well. Just an easy pathway to be able to learn guitar. So that's my second tip, is find some kind of simple program. don't get overwhelmed with massive courses to just start off. Find something simple, easy, and get started. So tip number 3 is to get accountability. And this could be as simple as telling a family member, telling a friend that you're learning, and they'll probably ask you, hey, how's learning guitar? And hopefully you have an answer, something like, yeah, it's going great. I learn. This dude on the internet named Ryan teaches me. So find accountability. Even better is learn with a friend. If you have a friend that wants to learn together. Go through a course together, go through a book together. I think it's a lot of fun that way, and you'll have that built-in accountability. And there's actually some kind of study that when you set a goal and you tell somebody about that, you have, I can't remember the percentage, a much higher percentage of reaching that goal. So in this case, your goal would be learning guitar. Maybe you're learning guitar in 7 days or in a month or whatever. And if you tell somebody that, you'll have a higher percentage chance of actually reaching that goal. So at least tell somebody, tell a couple people, even better, learn with a friend. So that was tip number 3. So tip number 4 is schedule practice time. This is seems really simple and kind of silly maybe, but I think it's really important to be able to either write down or even put in your calendar when you're going to practice. And, ideally that would be the same time every day to keep it consistent, but it doesn't have to be. But I just find if, especially if you're just starting off, and even for myself who's been playing for years, like if I don't schedule a time, that probably won't happen. So just make sure that you just block out some time. Maybe it's first thing in the morning when you wake up. Maybe it's right before you go to bed. Maybe it's a lunch break, whatever it is. Schedule some kind of like 30-minute break in your day to dedicate to practicing. And your chances of actually practicing will skyrocket if you write it down or schedule it. So block out that time and use it to practice. Tip number 5 out of 5 is leave your guitar out of its case, like on a stand, or if you want to hang it on a wall, that's fine. But I just find that if your guitar is in a case, in a closet, in the corner of your room, under your bed, whatever it is, you're going to be less likely to get that out of the case and start practicing. It's just it seems super simple, but it's a weird little barrier. That little barrier can stop you from picking up that guitar and practicing. I've experienced myself and seen other people experience it. I don't know, maybe I gotta stop hitting the mic. We're just lazy people, I think, sometimes. And so when we think, oh man, I should practice, the guitar is in the case over there in the corner and I'll do it a little bit later. And then you don't do it. So get a guitar stand or set it somewhere safe where when you're thinking about it, you can just go over and pick it up and play for a little bit. And that will you'll notice that you will actually play and practice more than if that thing just sits in a case, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time. So there we go. There's kind of my quick rundown through my top 5 tips for new guitar players. So I hope that helps you. I'm excited that you're learning guitar, thinking about learning guitar. It's a lot of fun. Again, make sure you grab that Ultimate Starter Guide for guitar. It's free. It's down in the description. It's just packed full of stuff that will help you specifically as you start learning guitar. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.